Due to some regulatory requirements that came up in 2012, Zions needed a tool that would be able to track all of their incentive payments, approvals for those incentive payments, and they needed that tool to be flexible. At that point in time, the incentive payments were not centralized. Were not at all centralized. They were calculated by different role players in departments, and they needed to be able to have the flexibility. So when we went to a central tool, they could set up security to make all of those separate affiliates and departments comfortable with their incentive data being in one central location. It was a lot of Excel spreadsheets, a lot of email approvals for the payments. The payments were sent by email to each one of the individual payroll specialists. So there wasn't a central depository for incentive payments. And so it made it very difficult for payroll to calculate or to process those payments, because they could get them last minute. Some of them came in spreadsheets, some of them came in emails that they would have to put data together to be able to load it into the ADP payroll system. And you could have an administrative assistant doing it. You could have a finance person for that department doing it. Some of the affiliates, it was done in human resources. Some of it was done in finance. So yes, it was very few affiliates had a central location where the incentive payments were being calculated and then sent to payroll. We use it to calculate and track incentive payments. They are put into the system. Approval workflows are completed with anywhere from 2 to 5 levels of approvals that need to be recorded within the system. After the approvals are completed, a pay file is generated and posted out on what we call our payroll dashboard in the web portal. So now all of the payroll specialists have one place that they can go and pick up those payroll files to be processed. They then close them out, which closes it out. They're not available for anybody to pay again. And we have a really good audit trail from start to finish on many of our incentive payments. One of the reasons I really like Varicent is your hands-on approach to supporting clients. We've been some of your frontier people for version 10, and also we're looking at moving over to the AWS servers right now. And so we've had a lot of hands-on support as we go through those processes. Yes, they've learned to have a little bit of faith in the system. Many of them still depended on their spreadsheets. They would look at the Varicent payments to make sure they matched what they had on their spreadsheet, many of those comp administrators. And then the lines of businesses, especially upper management, are very excited to be able to have data resources and reports that can help them with some of their decisions going forward. I'm really excited about Presenter Adaptive in the web portal. We're looking to expand our use of the reporting in the incentive compensation management system. We now have, I would say, starting in 2014 to 2015, very reliable data behind our incentive payments. So we now have real consistent data that we can look at and do comparisons and do some trends. And the Presenter Adaptive is, I'm really looking forward to learning that and being able to use a lot of those new features. Well, we are making significant changes to our incentive plans this year in certain areas of the bank, basically our commercial lending divisions. It's not related to market pressure or data, but we're looking to create a common framework across our footprint so that across the footprint and the lines of businesses. And this common framework, we hope, will simplify our plans, give us an opportunity for comparisons across area regions, and simplify our goal process. So currently, many of our commercial plans are set up quite differently. So it's really hard to compare, because you're comparing apples to oranges and not apples to apples when you're looking at trends. Yes, I'm very excited to go to the conference in Boston, that user conference. It's always a good opportunity to talk to other companies and financial companies that are using the systems, and hearing what they're doing and what they're doing with their compensation trends. So I love that interface with the other clients, and then with all of your teams at Varicent, it's just a great opportunity to interact with people. So very much enjoyed that. My manager, Steve Diedrich, he's participating in the finance team that Collins put together, and he finds it very valuable to be on those calls and to hear how other financial institutions are gearing up for reacting to any new regulations that are out there. I'm sure you've heard about the OCC heightened standards that they have out there now, and so that's critical feedback. That's very important information to have, and to also understand, are we on the right path with how we're approaching, how we want to respond to these new regulations or new requests, and just getting feedback from other companies on how they're handling that is invaluable. And same thing at conferences. You also have a chance to have some Varicent experts there, that there may be something within the system that's not quite working the way that you want it to, or is there a different way to do this that might be more efficient? And they can sit down with you one-on-one and talk about what challenges you may be having. So yes, great, well worth the time, and always a fun experience.